This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come At It.
Welcome back, everyone. You know who it is. You know who we are. You know
Yeah.
what time it is. It is Sunday night. We did skip a week. Sorry about that.
But you had lots of content.
But
to
you had
listen
lots
to
of
in the meantime.
content. We are back, though. And, boy, we got a doozy for you.
Oh, we gotta.
We got quite the movie for you. Before we get into that, please go to your web zones, go to your wherever you get your podcasts, go to YouTube. YouTube's our main one, but Spotify and Apple Podcasts, we're also on there. Go like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Really helps out the channel.
Give us a recommendation.
We really appreciate all you guys listening. Give us a recommendation. We do one every 5 episodes, so make sure to get those in as well. And we just appreciate you listening, even if you don't do all that stuff.
I know one of you just recommended 2 movies.
Yeah.
Recently.
We're getting them added to the list, and I'm really excited about the
yeah.
next recommendation, because your boy Blackwater Media is flying at the helm right now.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about the next one.
Previous one and our
I'm
next one.
really excited about the next one. So,
And then one of you recommended Hard Ticket to Hawaii.
Yes.
And The Uninvited, and I assure you they have been added.
yeah, we will add them. If they are in future years, we will get to them eventually. We will add them to the list. And if they're in previous years, we'll get to them sooner. So if you have any you want to watch in the early 80s or 70s.
Or even 60s, whatever.
Yeah, or 60s, that's fine too.
50s, whatever.
We haven't really delved into the 50s and 60s because we started with the 70s. So if you want to get those in, get those in. If you want us to watch, like, them or something like that, like,
Yeah.
Go ahead and put that on. I don't care.
It could be, you could recommend
You could even
good movie.
You could even recommend like a well-reviewed movie if you just want to hear our thoughts.
if you really desperately want to know what we think of, I don't know,
Like They Live or something like that.
Godzilla,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, if you want,
we will tell you.
yeah, like if you want us to watch like a good movie, we
good
will do it.
Action horror film, whatever.
It doesn't have to be bad, but that is our bread and butter.
B movies.
B movies are our bread and butter, but we will
Especially if it's like a good B movie.
Yeah.
We will watch it gladly.
So yeah, get those in. Again, just really appreciate you listening, even if you're just a listener. That's totally fine. Thank you for joining us. Now we get to Slime City.
Slime
or,
City.
as I like to call it, Goop Brain the movie.
This is the Goop Brained movie.
Goop Brain the movie.
Wow.
Wow. This is an interesting one.
This is very cute. This is very cute.
It's very amateur, which is fine.
Oh. So amateur.
Which
I love
is
it.
kind of crazy because the effects are really out there.
Yeah,
They really went for it.
Once they go for it, the effects in this are really good. They work really well.
Yeah, like, I don't know. They did a good job with all the effects, and they did. I mean, the acting's not great, let's be honest, and there's lots of fuck ups. Like actors will fuck up their lines, and they just keep it in there. It doesn't matter.
It's natural.
There's lots of like repeat words and stuff like that.
It's a naturalistic filmmaking.
Well, sure.
It feels real.
I mean,
This movie feels real.
No, it does not. This movie feels so real.
No, this movie feels 100% realistic.
And I mean, not to get like that kind of podcast on you, but this is kind of almost like an anti-red pill, like anti-manosphere movie in a way.
Well, it's just very funny because
it's very much about like it, so it's basically, in a nutshell, I would say the plot is basically about a guy who has a virgin girlfriend that won't give it up, so he gets it from somewhere else and horribly regrets it.
and gets corrupted.
Yes, he gets corrupted and just, because he was down bad.
He was so down bad that he has a wholesome blonde
Yes.
girlfriend.
Which is hilarious because she plays
Same actress.
The actress plays the wholesome blonde girlfriend and the hot goth neighbor.
The hot, horny goth neighbor who corrupts him through the power of
if
yogurt and a green liquor.
If you've
They
been
just call it liquor.
If you've been listening to this podcast at all, you will know that I am very much into the goth aesthetic.
It's a lot of fun.
I like a hot goth woman on screen. I am very
Every
much
movie
into that.
can be improved.
Yes. I mean, Killer Workout was a great movie, but it was made even better with Rhonda.
Look, every movie can be improved.
That weird, really well shot '80s movie that we watched that was like horrendous. What the fuck, what was it called? Shit.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like with the goth like mistress.
What was her name?
I can't remember.
She had some goofy name.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about.
Any movie is better with
Mutant Hunt.
Mutant Hunt. That's it. Yeah. Any movie is improved in my mind by a hot goth chick.
Yes. Every movie needs it.
I love it.
It's
It's great.
And
this one has it.
This one, smart filmmaking. They put it in there.
They knew.
And this is so amusing.
Yeah. No, it's a really like just kind of, I don't know, like there's something charming about it. I really enjoyed watching this movie. It's not a good movie by any standards.
No, it's very much cheap.
It's very cheap, very amateurish.
But,
like I said, there's fuck ups all over the place.
But you can tell they love it.
Also, there's a weird kind of like uncanny thing that happens because they do a lot of like close-ups where the actor or actress is like looking directly into the camera
and talking into the camera.
And if you've played any like FMV games like that Goosebumps, like Welcome to Horrorland or Night Trap, or there's a bunch of them. If you played any FMV like video games where they have like live actors,
they would be talking to you.
They'd be talking to you like that, and then there would be something going on. It very much is filmed like that. Which means that there was no natural framing to the fucking any of like the close-ups, right?
Yeah,
because they're POV shots, but it's not natural. It's just the camera like shooting directly at the actor.
They're talking at the main character,
which is fine, but it did have that uncanny valley effect.
It is quite amusing.
Yes. If you're a fan of just like amateur like body horror stuff.
Yes. There is a lot of body horror here.
I would suggest going and watching this before our review. We will get into it very soon. But kind of overall, just it's a very enjoyable, very watchable, very entertaining, kind of like just cute little hour-and-a-half movie.
Yeah.
I would say. It is a little gross. There's lots of like...
Yeah,
there's lots of like...
If you have an aversion to like slime and
like greasy shit and goopy,
then this, I would probably say don't watch this.
Like if you don't like yogurt and mayonnaise and like
chili verde
and raw meat and this like if you hate the like slimy look to things, probably stay away from this one.
Especially if you're planning on eating.
Don't eat during this. I don't know, unless you have a really strong stomach, because there's lots of slime and lots of raw meat and lots of like just gross out effects, because there's lots of things like spray goop and like grease and it's just very gross.
Cheese whiz.
Yeah, it's very, very gross and grimy. This movie is very grimy. It's like the bottom of a pan after you like cook a bunch of bacon in it.
That's the movie.
That's the movie. Just covered in that grease. Or if
you've seen like Street Trash as kind of that vibe.
Yeah, or I mean if you're into like the horror comedy kind of stuff and like stupid movies for the sake of being stupid. It's very reminiscent. I kind of got flashbacks of The Greasy Strangler, if I'm being honest. I mean, I don't love that movie, to be honest. I kind of hated it. But it is very reminiscent of that.
Except this is more sincere.
Well, this is more like, this isn't for a joke, right?
Yeah.
This is just some amateur filmmaker wanted. It's like it almost feels like a college project kind of thing.
Someone really wanted
where
to make
they wanted to make like just a gross out body horror movie, and they did. And it is more charming than the Greasy Strangler, because obviously Greasy Strangler was played for as a joke. This one is not a joke.
Yeah, there's more sincerity.
Yeah, there's no like comedy really in here, other than the end, which is fucking ridiculous. But we'll get there. So anyway, start the movie. It's a guy looking at apartments with his girlfriend, and she's. Because they're like talking about like her moving in, and they want to find him a place. He's like a college art student.
He wants to move out of the dorm.
And yeah. So he wants to move out of the dorm. They walk up to this place with two old ladies. And one of the old ladies is, I guarantee, reading her script.
That's fine.
It's fine. They're acting a little weird, but they're like, yeah, show him the, the apartment. Go up there. And it's a clean...
It's a normal apartment.
Normal apartment. He's like, you know what? It's not my favorite, but it'll do. It's better than the other ones. There's no cockroaches and all this stuff.
It's better than the dorm.
Let's get this one. It will do. And he thinks it's given because he hasn't seen any of the tenants yet. He thinks that it's just a bunch of old people living there.
Yeah, he
assumes that it's like a retirement thing.
There's a part where his friend from the college is helping him bring a mattress upstairs to his apartment, and he's like kind of talking about like, or is there like babes here or whatever. He's like, no, it's just like it almost feels like a retirement home.
Well, this is where he gets introduced to Nicole. You can tell that I like the goth characters because I always remember their names.
Fitting. I remember Mutant Hunt, Domina.
That's it, Domina.
Yeah, I knew it was a meme name.
Yeah, so her name is Nicole. And
she is his neighbor across the hall.
Yes. And she walks by with, not with a guy this time, but she walks by and, like, introduces herself.
She's like, oh, it's good to get some new, some younger faces here.
Yeah. Which is weird because she's young, right? She's not old. Yeah. And it's played by the exact same actress that plays his girlfriend, like, Lizzie?
Oh, my God.
Lisa? No, Lisa.
I'm pretty sure it's Lisa.
I think it's Lisa. So, she introduces herself where you get this, like, funny bit where the friend is like, hey, I'll split everything with you. Lori.
Yeah.
Let me move in because he sees
he sees her. And he's like, no way.
So he moves in, and then so she, like the girlfriend, Lori, comes over and is hanging out with him, and he's like trying to get in her pants. She won't let it happen.
It won't happen until I'm ready.
He's so desperate that he gives her the keys, right? He's not ready for like any serious commitment because they haven't boned yet.
But she also keeps mentioning that she wants him to meet her parents.
Yes. And he just like is over it. He's like, whatever. And he, in a desperate attempt to get laid, he gives her a set of keys.
Yes.
And is like, hey, we've talked about this. I want you. And she's like, I just don't know if I'm ready for this. Like, I don't know if this is the right thing to do. I need some time. Let's meet my parents first, and then we'll kind of like go from there, kind of pretty much. So that night, this fuck
comes home.
Alex comes home, and the fucking metal lady,
she comes
the fucking
home with
goth
another,
lady, comes home with a fucking I guess they are at a concert or something because he's like dressed in like all this metal garb.
He looks like a metal singer, and she's like, "I saw that girl. Was she your girlfriend?" And he's just kind of like, "Yeah, I guess." And
I guess.
Like, too bad. And she walks off.
And he's thinking about it.
Immediately, no joke, she walks into her like apartment and immediately
starts moaning.
Sex noises, immediately.
And so he tries to get some sleep, and there's sex noises.
All he hears is sex noises.
Yep. And then he hears him, like, he hears the guy, like, do a blood-curdling scream.
Yes.
Like he's dying.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do anything. He just talks to the friend about it, and he's like, hey, I can't sleep at night. She's making all this noise, and all I hear is blood-curdling screams.
And then she takes out bags of trash at 3 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah. And so...
He also has another neighbor who's like this guy. if you ever listen to the band Bauhaus, he looks like the lead singer of Bauhaus.
He does look like the lead singer of Bauhaus. You're
and
right. He's like, hey, come over to my house for some food.
yeah, like he's being nice to him.
Yeah.
But he's kind of weird, but he's being nice. Like he has a whole rant about how, artists only get a recognition after they die or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is fitting because we know from what we know about these characters.
Because he also he's painting a portrait of like the girlfriend,
Yeah.
and is like agreed to meet her parents.
Yeah. But this neighbor invites him for some food, and they're just sitting at a table eating.
Does he do stuff with Nicole first, or does he eat first?
I think he eats first.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing is, I know there's a scene where he talks with Nicole at his video store that he works at.
Yes.
But it doesn't really it doesn't really go anywhere important. And he goes and has a dinner with this guy, and they eat some yogurt.
Some beautifully colored, neon yogurt.
He eats green yogurt, and his
friend eats
the
blue
neighbor
yogurt.
Eats blue, and he tells him it's Himalayan yogurt.
And he's like, here's a liqueur that was made before.
He just says it's liquor.
Before Nicole was born.
And it's really old.
And pours it out, and it's green. It's like an emerald green, and they drink it, and he gets intoxicated by it.
He gets intoxicated, and
because before he encountered a hobo that was trying to get change, and he gave him some a bunch of quarter.
That's after he's got the slime.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. He has a hallucination, and he hallucinates. This scene is adorable. It's black and white, right? So it's already adorable. Black and white.
I love all the empty picture frames.
Well, because they're going for a surreal look. So what do? Okay, you get a bunch of empty picture frames and you twist them around.
And you put them all over the fucking room.
They just put them all over the room, and it's a guy dressed in a black cloak.
And he pours more of the liquid.
Yeah. And it's just this surreal scene, and he pours more of the liquid, and I know there's that scene where the woman invites him to her apartment, his neighbor,
right, Nicole, and
she invites him into her weird bombed out, annihilated apartment.
It looks like a bombed out apartment because there's wood all over. There's broken wood all over the fucking
taped to the door frames
and the window frames, and there's glass all over the floor except
there's
for
also,
a leather square.
Very convenient. There's also a spider web design taped to the wall
and a broken mirror on one of the walls.
A spider.
Yeah,
get it.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a Halloween decoration.
Yeah. Well, it's fine because she has sex with him, and she yells out the name Zachary while she's having sex with him.
Even though his pants never come off, so
she's that good.
She's that good, yeah.
No pants need to come
off.
And
okay. So he goes back to sleep in his room because he's feeling I don't know. And
a little strange.
He gets all goopy.
He wakes up all gooped. He's goop brain now. Goopy. Okay,
he's covered in grease. And he's like, what the fuck is all this? He's sticking to his sheets and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's walking down the street, and the hobo asks for his fucking change. And he's you can see the goop seeping out of his shoes, and his clothes are all wet.
I asked him for a quarter, and he just he's no, and then he nags him saying listen, if it was you, I'd give you a quarter.
And he drops his change all over the floor.
Drops all of his change on the ground and just goes to a restaurant and greases out some more.
Greases out, and then finds the hobo in a back alley.
Because he wanders into a back alley and collapses on a cardboard box.
And also pukes up a bunch of green goop fluid.
And the hobo's there, and he's like, what the fuck? I live here.
He's like, this is my home.
What are you doing? You can't puke in my home. You can't puke there. Fuck. And then he stands up, and he starts walking toward him.
He attacks the hobo.
And the hobo throws all his fucking money at him.
Yeah. And then he gets the hobo on the ground and gets a pipe and beats him.
And he just bashes his head in.
Yep.
And right after he's done bashing his head in,
he's the young guy again.
He's healed.
Yes.
But he's covered in blood.
So he goes and washes his clothes, all while his Is this where the girlfriend shows up?
No, it's where his downstairs neighbor shows up and
Oh, that's
he
right.
drops off.
A bunch of more yogurt.
Yes.
When you figure out what it is, it's really stupid. But the yogurt for now.
It's
Because
yogurt.
I don't even know. They shouldn't have even explained what it is because it makes it stupid.
No, it's great.
It's fucking dumb.
Because that's what it was. That's what it is. It's yogurt.
So he drops up yogurt and a bunch. I guess he has a bunch of bottles, and then he's meeting the girlfriend's parents.
Oh, this scene is great. There's also a great scene where he walks into the neighbor's apartment one day and just drinks some of her fucking liquid.
Yeah, I mean it's just like a random scene where he just like drinks a bunch of goop.
But there is that.
There's also that because remember when the fucking Bauhaus guy leaves, he like starts like devouring the fucking.
Oh,
yogurt
we get like a 2-minute scene
of him just devouring this yogurt.
Devours the full like fucking Tupperware container, and then he takes the lid
and like licks
the lid. It's so good, Will.
And then so we get a scene of him going into the room and like drinking her like the fluid from the goth chick, and then we get them meeting with the parents.
I love this scene. I love the dad.
This scene is incredible.
I love the dad because there's a part where they're like talking, and the dad's like,
well, the dad's like asking him what he does.
Well, no, he asks him. Well, he knows he's an artist, and he asks him like, well, are you thinking of working commercial?
And he's like, I'm never going commercial. And
his dad makes this face of like,
just like,
bitch, what?
This dead expression, just like, what?
Because he's
Excuse
like,
me, what the
basically
fuck?
saying like, no, I'm not gonna sell out. And the dad's like, listen, there's starving artists in the world.
The whole time I love the dad because he's always just like, what? Why the fuck are you dating him?
Yeah,
like he's a fucking deadbeat.
Well, there's a part where she like springs on him like
that she's moving in.
Like, our relationship is really serious, and matter of fact, I am moving in. And because he's been all up in goth mommy juice.
Yeah, Alex is like,
listen,
no,
wait,
absolutely not. No,
I'm not ready.
I'm not ready.
No,
we're not doing this.
I need to take it slow.
Even though that's what she told him.
He's like, I need to take it slow now. And he looks like the scene in Airplane.
Yeah,
where they're landing the plane.
And he's like profusely drip sweating.
Dripping water.
He's dripping all into his mashed potatoes.
And he like runs off to the bathroom and the scene ends.
I don't know why, because it just it randomly ends. Because the next scene is him coming in with a hooker covered in bandages.
He looks like the Invisible Man from the 30s movie where he's like covered in bandages and it's just sunglasses. And he's covered in bandages, like they look like, they're greased up, and the hooker's just like, hey, like, come on, like you have to take it off.
You gotta take it off. I'm sure I've seen worse.
I've seen worse. Not that big of a deal.
So she starts unwrapping it, and you kind of see it, right? And she unwraps it more, and then she's like, "Let's shed some light on this issue." She literally says, "Like, let's shed some light on this."
And she turns on
the light.
And he immediately attacks her with
a
straight razor.
He hits her with a straight razor, and she's like, "I can't believe you did that."
He slices her clear down the face.
I can't. That's her reaction.
She's standing there with a gigantic gash down her face, staring POV in the camera.
I can't believe you did.
And he kills her. And then he takes like raw body parts to the trash.
Like verbatim, that's exactly her tone too.
Yes.
Is I can't believe you did that. It's like a fucking Neil Breen movie.
I can't believe you committed suicide.
I can't believe you. I actually can't believe you did this. Jesus Christ.
So he's in full.
So he puts raw meat in the fucking bin,
and he puts it on top of more raw meat, implying that he's already killed somebody.
Exactly. And then we get a scene of the girlfriend and her friend hanging out in a park, and she gets approached by like
I'm like a spiritual medium.
Spiritual medium, and she's like, "You're in grave danger."
Wait, no, somebody is in grave danger.
Give me $1 and I'll tell you more. I will
tell you. Everyone in this movie is really cheap.
Yeah.
It's really like
I don't know.
Everything's $1 a quarter.
And
whatever.
so the girlfriend's like, nah, and then the lady's like, no, you need to hear this.
It's about someone you care about.
Yeah, even though this doesn't go really anywhere, but it's fine.
What it leads to, Will, how dare you, is a scene where she goes, talks to the medium. The medium basically tells her, your boyfriend, he's doomed.
Yeah.
He
But
is
like you can save yourself.
he is taken over by evil.
Yes.
Because basically,
Well, because the next scene in the apartment, he's going into the basement, right?
yes.
And he finds all the goop. He finds all the fucking Himalayan yogurt.
There's two scenes. There's the first scene where one of the old ladies there shows it to him.
Yes.
And is like, and there's just like different color goops.
One
and
is like,
he's like, and he asks about Zachary.
and then she's like, "Oh,
Zachary was Nicole's father. He wrote this book, and it's a book called Flesh Control. Okay, Flesh Control.
Jesus Christ, what a title!"
And he looks on the back, and they have the author photo. The author photo is some spooky guy in a black fucking cape,
Yeah, a fucking cloak, just fucking
edgy,
folding his arms.
yeah, edgy goth boy folding his arms.
Zachary,
and it's the guy he saw in his hallucination. And he sees that, and he's kind of like, okay. At this point, he's like, whatever. And then he goes down there again.
And the old lady tells him kind of what's going on.
And basically, we get a full-blown exposition dump.
Yeah, the old lady gives a full-blown exposition dump. So, like, everyone there used to be someone else. They take young people, and they put their old-ass bodies into it.
Because there was a satanic cult that lived in the building, and they all committed mass suicide.
Yes. It's like Get Out, but with dumb.
Get out, but goop.
But dumb and no social commentary. So basically what's happening is this old lady brings in all these tenants, and old spirits invade their...
They use the power of the goop, which she explains is ectoplasm.
I fucking hate that.
Them.
I
love that.
Fucking
that is so
stupid
adorable.
that they're eating colored ectoplasm.
They're eating ghost shit. Okay?
Ghost shit.
And they feed them ghost shit, and through the power of ghost shit and special liquor,
it's an elixir.
They get possessed
by the older spirits.
And he is going to be possessed by Zachary.
So Zachary wants to possess him.
He's the last one. Everyone else is there.
A young college student, because fucking Nicole was like a hooker before, and
she took over the body of an actress.
Bauhaus guy was someone. Yeah. They explain everyone.
He was the lead singer of Bauhaus.
They explain everyone. Yeah, he's the lead singer of Bauhaus. Now he just lives in a fucking apartment
and feeds people yogurt,
yeah.
Ectoplasm, ghost shit.
He's done really well for himself.
That's great. And there's even a scene where he's arguing with the goth mommy.
Yeah.
And he says a line that is just so incredible, because he's basically tells her no, I will not let you possess my body with the soul of a 30-year dead Satanist by having me fuck you. I
need to look. So while we're talking, I'm gonna look up the.
There's no way you're gonna find that line.
I might. Let's see.
It's just an incredible collection of words.
It really is. It truly is. I need to find that quote.
A jaw-dropping collection of words there.
I fucking love it.
But yeah, girlfriend gets told by the medium, your boyfriend's screwed. He's permanently corrupted.
Yeah, he's permanently corrupted. There's no way that he will be saved. You have to...
Also, through the whole movie, he becomes a young old man. Our main guy. He gets more gray in his hair, and nobody seems to say anything.
Yeah.
Everyone's just kind of fine with him becoming a young old man. There's another amazing scene, though, where he is, again, this time in broad daylight. He's dressed in his Invisible Man getup with all the bandages and the sunglasses.
Yes.
And 4 hoodlums, pick on him. And one of them wants money. I swear to God, he asks for $1. I swear to fucking God, he asks for $1.
Yes.
Everyone in this movie is cheap as shit. Because he's I'm going to fucking stick you unless you give me $1. A whole $1. And they go to an alley, and the guy's he's threatening him, and he's why don't you just get a job? And the guy stabs him. And our main dude's stomach opens up and eats the guy's hand.
Yeah, and I love this scene because the guy's like screaming in agony, like spraying blood
His
everywhere.
stumpy hand is spraying blood.
And his friends just look at him
And are like,
they're like, oh
"Let's
shit,
bounce."
let's bounce. And they fucking leave.
Well, one of my favorite is one of them in particular, because they're all like reacting to this.
Uh-huh.
One of them is like, he goes from being shocked to smiling. Like he almost looks like he's laughing. And then he says, "Let's bounce." And literally all of his friends abandon him. And he just lays there in the alleyway, like, with his stumpy hand, like, yelling for help. And our dude runs away. And then his fucking best friend shows up at his apartment. And he's, like, being all paranoid about it. And he ends up killing his best friend.
Yes.
By bashing his head in on the floor.
Sorry, I was looking at that quote and I can't find it.
I told you.
Yeah.
It's too obscure.
Yeah, so he bashes his friend's head in on the floor and he's back to normal.
And the goth mommy's there and he's like embraced his
Yeah.
he's embraced Zachary.
He's like, I'm Zachary now.
Let's fuck.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then he's like it's like a scene in his apartment. He's still painting the portrait of his wholesome girlfriend.
Yes.
And she's
like, you sure you want to go through with
like,
this? You don't.
She's so wholesome.
You don't have to do this.
He's like, no, I do.
I do.
I
need to deflower her before I turn into Zachary for some reason.
She comes over and they have like, they have a whole thing with her in like a park. She apologizes for everything.
He apologizes.
He apologizes for being a dick. And, they go to her place. They have a nice dinner with a single candle on their tiny little table.
It's not even a fucking table. It's one of those, like, it's a fucking, like, a drafting desk. It's like a fucking, it's like he's using it as a table, but it's not a fucking table.
It's what they had. And, they fuck, and he deflowers her.
And he's like...
And she's like, and he like goes to take a shower.
Yeah.
And she looks over and
there's
she's a
goop
bunch of
all
goop.
over the pillow.
And she's probably thinking, wow, he fucking came on the pillow. And then she goes to... Where the fuck does she go? I don't even remember.
She goes... fuck. What? No, yeah, she like sneaks into... Because she's like being kind of sneaky, and she sneaks into...
I know she goes to his kitchen and sees more of
the goat stuff.
Yeah.
And then...
Ectoplasm.
Yeah, the ectoplasm that he's been eating. And she's like... I can't remember what she does, but like... he like confronts her.
Well, she's sitting at a table, and he comes up to her behind her and starts giving her a shoulder massage.
Yes.
And she's like, "Oh, that feels good," and then he keeps going. And she's like, "Oh, that hurts."
He's like, "Oh, you're hurting me," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill you."
No, he says, "I'm not hurting you. Like, I'm killing you."
Yeah.
And she's like,
she's like,
just like I killed Jerry. She's like,
"Yeah,
that's not funny." He's like, "You're right. I shouldn't joke about that."
But I am going to kill you. And just like I killed Jerry.
And now he's Goop again. He's Goop man.
He's gooped up, and he's like approaching her, and she
starts choking her, and she stabs him with a
fork.
And this starts the sequence of just him exploding cheese whiz.
This is like almost like slapstick levels of body horror.
It's hilarious.
It's comical.
It's amazing.
So, like, because he pulls the fork out and just sprays cheese whiz all over the fucking room.
And then she, at some point, like...
She grabs a knife and stabs him in, like, the heart. But it, like, doesn't do anything because he's Goop Man now.
Again, goop everywhere.
And so she grabs, like, a butcher's knife.
And she stabs him in the neck.
Yeah, she chops like half of his neck, like halfway decapitates him. And, he has like a moment of clarity, I guess, where he's like, please do it.
Please end it.
And she's like, I can't. And he's like, do it. End my suffering.
And so she chops his head off and it goes flying.
And I love how it almost goes like, if you've seen like Army of Darkness.
Yes.
It almost goes like that level of just like insane,
His
It's
head,
it's like a Sam Raimi film
his
at this point.
decapitated head starts taunting her.
It like and starts like telling the decapitated body to kill her.
Yeah, so it starts like it gets up to kill her, and she chops off the arm.
Yep,
and then starts having to attack her with one hand.
And then she chops off the other hand and then cuts it up the abdomen.
Yes.
And the abdomen grows teeth and like starts like approaching her, and she just like gently shoves it onto the fucking couch.
Just shoves it away.
And then the head's like, I finished your portrait, and then like it shows like two little curtains open up.
Curtains that just open up out of nowhere.
It's like this like colored pencil portrait of her, and it's like, I finished your portrait, like while his like head's flailing on the ground.
Look what I did for you.
And she like grabs the knife. And,
we forgot. While he was attacking her, he had his little little man baby meltdown. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
You did this to me.
You did this to me. You
cock tease.
You cock tease. You didn't let me fuck you.
This is your fault.
And it's like, she's like, Alex, please. He's like, I'm not Alex. I'm Zachary.
You did this.
You did this to me.
Oh my god. And she like chops up his fucking body.
Yep. And so his head's laying on the ground, and she grabs the knife and starts like getting down to like stab.
Like, no, I love you.
Wait, no, please. No, I love you, please.
And then she stabs the head, and the head like
cracks open,
and his brain starts crawling around.
This is the incel red pill brain.
This is the incel red pill brain.
Trying to desperately escape the woman in charge.
Because she grabs the knife
Well,
again.
she grabs the butcher's knife.
And the head, the brain, like, squeaks around and turns around and
I love how
crawling away.
It, like, notices her there and, like, just squeaks, does a U-turn.
It starts crawling away.
Like, fucking starts beelining towards the door, and she just hacks it into bits.
She hacks it into bits, and then the scene ends.
Scene fucking ends. And I guess we forgot to mention the detective at all.
The meme lord
There's
detective.
been like a fucking detective. He fucks up the lines more than anyone else in the movie.
He is hilarious because he just flips open a wallet
and then fucking shows
I'm a cop.
And shows picture.
Well, one of them literally, you see his wallet and there's a gigantic picture he's stuck in there, and he opens up his wallet with a picture. He's like, I'm a cop. Close his wallet. And the guy's like, what do you want? Have you seen this person?
Shows picture.
No. Look at it again. It reminds me of like the Naked Gun.
Yeah.
How about now?
How about now? And he also questioned the woman, and like she's like, no.
Because he's suspecting our main character in the murder, in the prostitute going missing, and he questions the woman.
Because he knew the prostitute.
Yeah.
He knew the sex
she was
worker.
His neighbor.
Yeah.
And he also questions the woman about the guy's best friend going missing, and because he, of course...
I do love... Let's go back to the prostitute scene, the sex worker scene. I love how she's explaining why she's doing it, and then she's like,
"Oh yeah,
I'm just doing this to get myself through college." It's like giving her like a sympathetic edge
right
for some reason.
Yeah,
before she's just like, "I can't believe you've done this." I just want to reiterate, I love that fucking.
No, I'll never get my degree.
Oh my god! Why have you done this to my face?
Why have you hurt me?
Why have you cut my throat?
Incredible.
It's so good.
But at the end is like, it's all the neighbors.
Yeah, so they're all hanging out, and the detective is asking them all questions, right?
I don't know.
They don't know where Alex went. He just ran off, and like the girlfriend is still in shock, so he doesn't think she has anything to do with it. Because
can't ask her anything because she's devastated.
Yeah, and so he talks to the old ladies, and he's like, "Hey, I noticed that apartment's really nice. Is it available?" And they're like,
yeah,
sure.
It would be great to have a cop in the neighborhood.
Once we get all cleaned back up, like, go ahead and come back on
these
by.
young people,
yeah,
they make a mess.
But the detective isn't a fucking young person.
Dude. Bro. Does this matter?
No.
It doesn't fucking matter.
I have something to tell you after we're done.
Oh, really?
We're done with this boom scene.
The boom?
Yeah, so...
What boom?
Nothing. Just that the detective is going to come back.
Him walking away and the woman being like, And we didn't even have to put out an ad.
Yeah.
And
That credits roll, yeah. There's a sequel.
oh, I know.
It's called
Like
Slime
30 years later.
Slime City Massacre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 30 fucking years later or something. Yeah.
Not directed by the same guy,
Oh, that's
but
unfortunate.
produced by the same guy.
That's unfortunate.
Or no, maybe he did direct it. Let me look it up.
I would hope he directed it. Listen, it's clearly this is his love. This is his baby. And I hope
he does love it.
and I really hope the sequel has a goth mommy.
Oh, my bad. It is the same director.
It's the same guy.
I apologize. It is
Amazing.
the same director.
Slime City Massacre.
Yeah, 30 years later. It's
Jesus.
2010. 2010.
Holy shit.
He also has really good bangers like Killer Rack.
Oh, like
Yeah. I don't know.
like
Maybe.
Boobers?
And then there's Legend of Six Fingers,
What?
Dry Bones,
What?
Snow Shark, Ancient Snow Beast. This guy's done some
Ancient Snow Beast.
Ancient Snow Beast, Undying Love, which does look like a Korn movie.
I am looking at I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, it looks definitely.
Well, listen, it's not labeled as that, but it is clearly.
He also directed something just literally last year, or produced something last year.
The telethon? That who you're talking about?
No, no.
Oh, Frenzy Moon. I see.
Yeah, Frenzy Moon or
I
Lake
see.
Effect or whatever the fuck it's called.
I just want to know what Killer Rack is. Well,
I
what
don't
is
know.
that?
I don't know.
What is that movie?
I don't know.
What could it be?
He also produced the first annual Unbelievable Telethon.
I saw that.
Whatever the fuck that is.
First annual Unbelievable.
There's just
Telethon.
a dude in a Mandalorian outfit for the fucking poster.
Well,
I don't.
Killer Rack. Okay? Killer Rack is about a woman with low self-esteem who gets breast enhancement surgery, but her doctor worships like H.P. Lovecraft elder gods.
Fucking
That's a
God.
plot.
Holy shit.
That's a movie.
Okay.
That's how you start a movie.
It's a comedy, though.
I know. Well, clearly, it's called Killer Rack.
Yeah, what's the Legend of Six Fingers? And we're just doing a deep dive on live on the fucking podcast.
Legend of Six Fingers.
Following a rash of slaughtered and missing persons, two would-be documentary filmmakers set off in the woods in search of a bloodthirsty legendary character. It's his fucking found footage film?
He made Listen,
He made a fucking found
Okay.
footage film. Okay.
artiste. Will.
What the fuck is Snow Shark? 12 years
I wanna know.
ago, during a scientific expedition, 3 animal biologists stumble upon a great discovery that ended in tragedy. Whatever killed them has awoken, and now the legend of the ancient snow beast could prove to be more than just a legend.
The Legend of the Ancient Snow Beast.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's Snow Shark. It looks like worse than a fucking Asylum movie.
See, I think Slime City Massacre, I think he made the main character a woman.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, he did. And she's covered in like the bandages again.
She's covered in the bandages, and there is also a woman with the big goth hair in the movie. Okay.
That's fine. That's fine.
I see how it goes.
Yes.
He's like, what do? I make a sequel. What do you do? And here's what it probably is. Well, he probably made the same movie, the same exact movie, but flip the gender.
Maybe when we get to the 2010s, we'll check out Slime City Massacre. Yeah. So that's gonna be a while.
That's
But we'll remember this.
Wow.
We'll remember Slime City for this.
yeah, this masterpiece.
So, is Slime City worth your time? I would say yes.
Yeah.
If you like just goofy shit, it is very reminiscent. I would honestly, I made that connection. It is very reminiscent of like almost like a Sam Raimi level of like kind of silliness at the end, like an Evil Dead 2 or an Evil Dead 3 kind of thing, where it just kind of goes off the rails and just does like some goofy shit. And
they're going crazy.
Doesn't take itself seriously at all, which is great, especially with like the head on the floor taunting her and shit, and like the brain trying to like get away from her, like killing it. So there is a lot of like really silly, goofy shit, but it's all enjoyable.
Yeah.
I would say it's like done earnestly enough that it's
done very earnestly.
It's not like annoying,
which is very
it's done very well. I would say like it's very well done. I think the effects are really well done for the budget and
100%.
Like I love all the gross out shit. Like it looks gross. Like it's uncomfortable to watch, and it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. We've watched a lot of movies with a higher budget that look worse than this.
Oh God!
So it's not like From Beyond levels.
We watched Witchcraft. Will.
Well, it's not like fucking like From Beyond levels of like really good like animatronics and shit. But there are some good shit, like especially when she stabs the head. All the animatronics that are like controlling the muscles and like how it cracks open. It's
pretty good
and like goes across. The fucking hoodlums stealing the boombox is fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Right before they run away.
I don't know. Did we mention that?
We did not mention the boombox,
yeah,
no.
Like right before they run away, they come back and,
one of them comes back.
They pick up the boombox and take it. Like it's important.
Priorities.
And they leave their friend but pick up the boombox.
Priorities, Will.
It's fucking... I don't know. Like, I like it. It's very entertaining. It's very well done.
It's very creative.
It's very creative, and it's just kind of like... It kind of feels like a final project for like a finals at school or something.
Well, speaking of final projects for our lovely director, Will, do you remember the scene where our dude is laying in bed being all slimy?
Yes.
And the neighbor just does a dance.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. She just dances.
She does like a 5-minute...
I think it's like supposed to show he's like fantasizing about her dancing.
I mean, yeah.
Because she like just is like provocatively dancing.
Well, she knocks on his door first.
Yeah.
Dressed like in barely anything. And then he won't answer because he's in bed being miserable, I guess.
Well, yeah, because he can't get laid.
But this is after he's already had sex with her.
I know.
So he's just being like...
I don't understand, really.
I think he's fighting against the influence of Zachary and the yogurt ectoplasm.
Although it is insane. I'm not saying every movie has to have this, but it is insane how horny this movie is without showing any nudity whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no nudity, and there's barely any swearing. I don't even know if this is rated.
I mean, if it's rated, it has to be rated R just for, like, blood and stuff, but I can't really remember any, like...
There's, like, lots of guts and stuff, but, like, there's not a lot of swearing. There's not a lot of, like...
It's very wholesome.
There's no nudity. It's pretty wholesome of, like, a body horror. It's pretty wholesome, I'm not gonna lie. Let's get into shitty to pretty, though.
Shitty to pretty.
We do a rating system. If you're new here, 1 is unwatchable garbage, just like not even worth your time.
Black Devil Dolphin Mill.
Yep. 10 is very entertaining. We don't do it by if it's a good movie, because none of the movies would get a 10 if it was by good. Well, some would, to be honest. But I don't know. I think this one, I'm gonna put it at an 8.
I agree. It is a very solid 8.
I think an 8 is a good way to go. Just because mostly that ending is just fucking bonkers.
Yeah, because this is one of those movies where the ending, they don't whiff on the ending.
Right. Well, because you want something big to happen at the end, right? Like, that's what the whole fucking ending of a movie is about. Like, you want everything to...
Especially a movie like this.
You want to, like, have that last crescendo, right? Like, you want to have that last, like, big set piece where it's, like, just... You're throwing everything at the wall.
All the best special effects they got, they saved it for this moment.
It's like, I keep making the reference, but like Evil Dead 2, when all when the cabin just comes to life and fucking everything starts like fucking taunting this woman, and like, you know, even the basement starts talking and the moose head starts moving and shit like that. Like, there's like something to be said about like that kind of ending where they just go for it. They just fucking like they pull out all the stops, and this one did with the head talking, the body movement. It's hilarious to watch, unintentionally probably, but it is fucking
Her
hilarious.
just chopping the body up.
I feel like some of it was probably on purpose, some of the humor in the end, but I think
it's done.
like
But
obviously the brain running away was fucking hilarious.
but it's definitely done very. It's done very earnestly.
Yeah.
It's not done in a.
It's not like a hee-haw
Yeah.
kind of thing, because it's like it does make sense because the goop makes you all crazy and shit.
And they're dealing with like, you are dealing with supernatural shenanigans.
I think it is deeply fucking stupid that they're eating ghost shit,
That was hilarious.
which is fucking insane.
That was actually hilarious.
They never explain what the elixir is. It's just like an elixir to like kind of like get your body more susceptible to being possessed, I guess.
Apparently, you need both of them.
but
you need the goop.
We also forgot to mention that every person in the building gets a different color ghost shit.
Yeah, because in the basement there's like multiple shelves, and they have like jars of.
Like blue, red, green.
Everyone gets their
Yeah.
own.
Because like Nicole, for instance, had
corresponds
red
to,
fluid.
It corresponds to whoever took over their body.
All these ghosts are shitting in jars, and they're like, I want this one. Give him my shit. You make him eat my ghost shit.
Make him eat my ghost shit and give him the magic juice.
Give him the magic juice and make him eat my shit. What a concept. Jesus Christ.
Halfway through, I was like, who the fuck came up with this? Who the fuck, like the whole.
Eating ghost shit? I don't know.
And
then, like, the old woman is just, like, the one that has to, like, pass down the legacy.
yeah, because he asked her, like.
Because she can't possess anyone.
Yeah, so she's the old woman from before, and he's like, why didn't you kill yourself? Because somebody had to stay back to, like.
Yeah, my mother did it before me, and I'm doing it, and someone will, like, continue this legacy.
Because we conquered the living world, and now we have to conquer the afterlife.
Which, again, makes no fucking sense.
Oh, sure it does. Because they apparently did everything there was to do when they were mortal. So now they're conquering death.
He wrote a book.
Called Flesh something.
And they took a picture of him being spooky on the back.
Yeah, I'd buy that book.
Flesh Control.
Flesh
Alex.
Control.
Flesh Control. Get it
We
right.
saw one page of it, and it was like words scribbled and a finger gesture. Remember that?
Yeah.
It looked like Spider-Man. I don't know.
Flesh
What
Control.
was that supposed to do?
Like I said, it's just like is like fucking discount bin get out.
Flesh control.
Flesh Control.
Let's get out with
Instead of the fucking T, it's the fucking
Ectoplasm.
ectoplasm.
ectoplasm and Satanists.
Oh, it's so fucking stupid. I love it.
Satanists and goths.
I don't know. I actually like this. So if you're like a fan of like even like trauma movies, I think it's good. I like this more than a trauma movie.
I do like this more than trauma.
We've said it before, I'm not the biggest fan of trauma, just because I think they're too stupid.
Yeah, they lean a little too much into like.
If trauma movies were more like this, I could get into them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like fucking goop and gross out porn. Like that's basically all this movie is, and it's great.
Yeah, and
if you're into that, it's awesome. I think
It's a fun time.
I think it's great. I think it deserves a watch. How can people watch this?
I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe this movie is on Tubi.
Yes. So Tubi has all the shit. If you need all the bullshit, go to Tubi. They have a lot of stupid shit on there. But I don't think this is necessarily stupid shit. I think it's just, it's a bad movie, but it's really fun to watch.
Yeah. It's a very fun, extremely fucking amateur movie.
Very, like I said, it's very uncanny with the whole, like, straight on POV shots. Like, those are fucking weird. And there's no, like, fancy camera work here or anything.
No.
Even the soundtrack goes from, like, this weird, like, shout out Corpus Earthling. You'd probably like it's very that much that style, like psychotronic, like kind of lo-fi almost like rockabilly stuff.
Yeah.
And then it goes into like weird jazzy beats. And
Yeah.
the soundtrack is all over the place on this fucking movie. Like the tone, it does not fit the tone ever, which is actually kind of
It only adds to it.
It kind of adds to the goofiness of it, especially
Really
the
does.
end where it's like this like weird jazz track of like with the head like being like, I made your portrait, you know, like, and it's like it's like, what the fuck?
I made your portrait.
Yeah, I love the little tiny curtains, and it's like a fucking colored
Like, out of
pencil
nowhere,
portrait. The color.
Just two curtains opening up.
I love how he's like this like amazing artist. Like he has really good artwork on his wall, right? That he's done, and this is like
This is it.
like high school level like colored
made your
like
portrait.
colored pencil portrait of of her. It's so funny.
Incredible.
Oh, it's so good. So go watch Slime City. I think it deserves a watch. I think you should watch it. 8 out of 10 for us.
Yeah.
And I think that's really all I have to say about Slime City, actually, to be honest.
Same.
So yeah, go check it out. Go get slimed. You know,
Get goop brained.
go get Goop brained, because this is Goop Brain the movie. Yeah, and we will see you in the next one.
That's it.
For They Mostly Come Out at Night. This has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my god.
So you gonna let a demon, whatever, like, possess me?
30-year-old
Fuck
dead
you.
demon by fucking you, possession. Goop.
Goop.